Hi, Michael Murray here again with another video on contracts and everything you didn't realise you need to know about them from Dispute Assist. So today we're going to be looking at what is a contract anyway? Well, a contract really is in its simplest form effectively just a step up from a promise, if you like. And apologies if I get a bit jargonistic in this video, I will try not to, but just to explain some of the essential elements that go into it. Effectively, you've got start off with, you've got an offer. So if we use, for example, we're going to have person A in this, really boring name, I know, but person A, and in our example, person A, he's going to make an offer. So he's going to say, I need someone to mow my lawn, and he's going to offer some money for it. So you say, I'm willing to pay them £10 to do it. He's a cheapskate, person A, I know. And second of all, you need acceptance, someone to come along and accept that offer. So we're going to have person B, again, not very imaginative. Person B says, yes, I'll come and mow your lawn for £10. Person B's a bit desperate, but then we've got a lockdown on. Isn't everyone a bit desperate at the moment? So we've got an offer, we've got acceptance. What next? Well, next we need consideration. So we've kind of already established what consideration is when you think about it. Consideration is the £10 payment for the offer and acceptance. So £10 is the consideration being paid for the deal being done here. It doesn't actually have to be money. You used to get peppercorn rents. So consideration can be anything. It can be, I will give you this car for doing the job. It doesn't have to be money, but as long as there's some consideration that gets given for the contract being done, you've got consideration. Then you've got the fourth part you need is the mutual intent to be bound, which is the intention of the parties to be bound into the deal. This can get quite tricky, or sometimes you can get forgotten about altogether. But this effectively, this is the parties, both or all the parties to the contract intending to be bound by the contract. So here, obviously, person A wants to have their lawn mown, and person B is willing and wants to be paid £10 to mow the lawn. And that'd be very unfair, wouldn't it, if person B came along and having agreed to do it, mowed the lawn, and person A turned around and said, actually, I had my fingers crossed behind my back, I'm not paying you anything for mowing my lawn. That's the whole reason we have contract law in place, is so that person A can't get away with that. It's there, so if that happened, person B, if they wanted to, could go along to the courts and say, actually, I had a contract with person A, he said he'd pay me £10 to mow his lawn, therefore I want that to be enforced, I want my money, I mowed his lawn. And the law should do that. The law should enforce that so that person B can get paid for doing what he contracted to do. That's the whole purpose of the law there. And that, in essence, is what contract law is there to do. Is to where a contract is legally in place, it's to be able to enforce that. And that's the difference, if you like, between a contract and a promise, is where you have that duality, where you've got one person giving one thing, somebody giving something else in exchange, the law will enforce that and protect that. That's the difference between a promise. With a promise, you've only got something going one way. You've got a promise. I promise to do something, but the other party is not giving anything in exchange. So the law won't enforce that. But with a contract, you've got somebody making an offer and somebody giving something in exchange, so the law enforces it, if you like. And that's where you get the contract, and that's why you get the legal enforcement of it. And that in itself is the simplest form of contract, not what a lot of people think. The difference is the central element of contract is in writing. It does nothing to do with being in writing, but of course, the reason you might want a contract in writing is that when it comes to the end of it, you might want to know what the actual terms were. Imagine in our scenario, it comes to the end of the deal, and person B turned around and said, actually, no, didn't we say it was £20? If it's not in writing, how does person A prove that it was £10, not £20? Hence why you might want something in writing. You'll join us next time when we start looking at other things you might want to have put in your contract and start considering what elements you might want to put in there. Join us next time for that. Many thanks.